Hey, it's Barbara from Boost Biz with Video, and it's really good that you're here with me today because most likely you're someone with an online business and you want your business to be successful. And you know that marketing with video is a great way to do just that because video increases your Google ranking by a factor of 50, and YouTube is now the second biggest search engine in the world, and websites with video sell up to 45% more. So in this video, I'm going to share with you one of my 14-point video checklist criteria that I use with my clients for evaluating video. And I'll show you how you can get all 14 videos of my checklist points for free so you can use video to boost your business and avoid actually shooting yourself in the foot like I so often see other people do with their videos. So here's video checklist point 14, opening and closing titles. So first of all, what are they? Well, the opening titles are obviously they are the titles that come on before the content of your video comes on. The closing titles are what comes on after your content is done. Now, most of the videos that you do, you're not going to be using an opening title unless it's part of a training or a product maybe that you're putting on video. But you always want to have a closing or end title. The end title serves two main purposes. It reinforces your call to action, giving them the information that they need right then and there to take that call to action and to take that action. And if the video is out there on the internet by itself, it will guide the viewer back to your website where they can find out more. These are two really, really important things. So all you really need on your end title is your URL. If you'd like to, you can also add your company name and logo. And here's a little tip that I give my clients about URLs. You know, most URLs are quite lengthy these days, and it's very hard to make them out. You know, when they suddenly pop up on the screen, it's hard to read them. So what I tell people to do is to use upper and lowercase lettering for your URLs so that people can just visually get what the URL is quickly without having to sort of unscramble all the letters. Makes a big difference. Like say for example you had a URL that was abundanceinyourlife.com. Well, you can see the difference here. It really makes a difference when you use the upper and lowercase letters. The faster you can get people to understand what your URL says, the better. And you always have to remember that you're working with a small screen within a small screen. So you want to make your titles readable. That means that the type is large enough, it's a bold style of lettering. Usually white on black looks great, it looks very professional. Or if you'd like to, you can use a light color on a dark background, but you always want to have it be high contrast so that it's easily read. And you also want to center it in the frame. Center it top to bottom, left to right. Give them space around them from the edges just in case it ends up on a viewer that is a little bit cropped. You won't lose your URL. And then you want to leave them on the screen for long enough to be read, but not too long. Count off how many seconds it takes to read them and understand them and maybe take a note. Usually that ends up being about 5 to 7 seconds for good measure. And if it's a call to action and you're giving them the URL to go to, you want to give them a few extra seconds in case they want to write it down. And here's a big caution. You don't want to use your end title to thank a bunch of people that helped you with the video. Your video is going to be short, so you really don't want to overdo it. I mean, I've seen little 3-minute videos where there were 2 minutes of credits at the end, which really is overkill and it really comes off as amateurish. You know, just think of TV commercials. They don't use credits. That's not the point. And really, you have to stay true to the purpose of your video. If you want to acknowledge the people who helped you with your video, what you can do is set up a special page on your website. And if there's a music or a performance that you used inside your video, you certainly could add a little note at the very end, or you could set up a special page on your website for that as well. So now that you know about opening and closing titles and how to use them, and you can start adapting and using them for your business success. And to get the rest of my 14-point video checklist, just go to the website that's going to pop up in a moment and sign in, and I'll send them to you one a day. And don't worry, your information will only be used to deliver this video series and to tell you about other series and trainings that I have coming up. So thanks for being with me today here. This is Barbara with Boost Your Biz with Video. Bye now.